Hi, Ann. My name is David Woman-Ochre. I'm calling you from Silver City, New Mexico. This may be totally ridiculous and stupid, but I purchased a painting at an estate a couple of days ago, and when I was doing some research on it, I found your story on the U of A missing de Kooning painting, and it's exactly the painting I have.
I got this frantic voicemail from an antique dealer in New Mexico. There was an elderly couple in rural Cliff, New Mexico who had died. And as part of that process, their nephew was in charge of cleaning out the house and putting it on the market to sell.
When I got the phone call from the nephew, he didn't want to have an estate sale. He just wanted the house cleaned out. And I told him that we really didn't do estates. And then he kind of threw a little morsel at me, and he said, the house is full of really high-end mid-century modern. That intrigued me, so I said, sure, I'll go out and take a look. It's a 3-bedroom home. As we're driving up the driveway, Buck made some kind of a comment of like, okay, this is sort of weird. When we walk through a property, we always kind of do a quick inventory. I ended up going into the master. On the dresser, one of the doors had been taken off. Wondered if it was broken, and so I knelt down and I closed the door, and that's when I found the painting.
If the bedroom door was actually open, you would never see the painting.
It's kind of an interesting story because of the way they describe the woman and the young man in the heist correlates with where we bought this. It's just really weird. So this may be nothing, and it may be stupid, but I don't know.
2 individuals, a male and a female, came in right as the art museum opened that day. They engaged the staff in a conversation, and the gentleman went upstairs where the painting was. And after a couple of minutes, came down in a very quick way. They both exited. And the street right out here, Olive, used to be a through street. And there was a small red rust-colored car out there. And people looked out and thought that was weird. The security folks on duty and art museum people went upstairs, looked around, and saw that the painting was gone. We didn't have a lot to go on at first, except these descriptions. We got some composites that were done that were very, very helpful. But there was just very few leads.
No, those are cool. Good find.
We kind of lowballed the offer because, again, we really didn't want it. So we loaded the truck full. Oh, the de Kooning actually went on top of African spears.
Got it?
Yep.
All the way?
Mm-hmm.
Got it?
When we brought it into the store, it leaned up against a wood beam in the store, and first customer through the door started talking about it.
Okay, you have a card?
Yeah, David,
Wow.
will you hand this young lady a card for me, please?
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I hear him say to Buck, is this real? And Buck says, well, yeah, it's a real painting. Because Buck thought maybe he thought it was a print or something. And he said, no, is this a real de Kooning?
He leaves, another customer comes in, and it was just like this magic started to happen.
I don't think you guys know what you have here. I think this is a real de Kooning. It's becoming a little weird that 3 people within an hour or so have done this.
So I'm not sure whether we have the real painting or if it's a fake.
So that's when I got on the computer and I started looking for de Kooning Society.
Willem de Kooning was a prolific painter. He painted for nearly 7 decades. He was known for a very distinctive brushstroke. His paintings over the years have just exploded in value.
It was 30 years later, there was some additional stories that came out.
When I saw the headline on Google, up popped your article with the picture of the painting. And we brought it out and we propped it up on the desk next to the computer screen. Every run, every drip, every swash of color was an exact match.
And I said, that's the painting. That's it, we have it. It's got to go back home.
Now, mind you, Rick is sitting in here, and he's like, oh, you guys are going to look like such idiots when this turns out to be fake.
As soon as I read your article, I immediately called the U of A museum.
A student receptionist answered on the other end. She asked how she could help me, and I said, I'm calling from Silver City, New Mexico, and I think I have a piece of art that was stolen from you guys. She said, well, what piece of art? And I said, the de Kooning. So there's this silence, and then she said, okay, hold please.
I picked up the phone and I said, okay, tell me more.
And I told her that I had pulled up the article in the Arizona Republic, and it's the exact picture. It looks like the painting has been rolled up because it has these cracks in it. So she's like, oh, okay. Can you send me pictures?
And every time a photograph came in, we were getting more and more excited that this really could be something.
The FBI and university police are trying to figure out, how do we get this painting back?
The police aren't coming, nothing's happening.
Who is this guy? Is this painting really real?
What's going on?
You have this little piece of paper, and it's potentially worth $167 million, and it's in your possession, and now people know you have it.
I'm thinking, there's people that have heard we have this. Everyone in town knows where I live.
A lot of people don't understand how scared we were.
I went to the gun safe and I took out a couple of guns, and I sat there on the couch. I finally thought, screw this, I'm just calling the FBI myself. The person I spoke to didn't seem very interested. I don't think he believed me. Finally, I said, are you sitting in front of a computer? He said, yeah. And I said, okay, pull up this Arizona Republic article. I said, do you see the picture there? And he said, yes. And I said, I'm staring at that painting right now. It's in my living room. Something clicked and he believed me.
They took the painting to a local attorney.
Rick went and knocked on the door, and so he comes out with his coffee, kind of chuckling, and says something like, so you think you've got a masterpiece, huh? And I took the painting out and I took the blanket and I just flashed it like that. And he looked and he said, bring that inside.
We're just waiting for the University of Arizona to come by with their police escort to pick up a $160 million painting.
Is David inside?
Yeah, who are you?
I'm Meg from the University of
Oh,
Arizona.
great! We've been waiting for you.
Hi.
The cameras, right?
Yep. What?
I love it. I love the whole thing. I love that for lack of a better term, that we were picked to find this painting, and it was us that gave it back. And even though there were some really, 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 really scary and terrifying and horrible moments with the painting, look how beautiful it came out.
It could have fallen into the hands of anybody.
And when they brought this crate in, I thought they were bringing in a crate to create the painting to take it away, and we were just watching. It was fascinating to watch this whole thing happen. And instead, they unpacked the crate, and it was the frame, the original frame. This was what was hanging when it was.
Yeah, it's hanging in the gallery.
Oh my God! Really?
This is the painting right on here.
I had this internal chuckle. Then I reflect back on me looking up at it hanging on the wall and then standing up and thinking, that's kind of okay.
My hopes are high that this is it. I feel holy that it is.
Like I said, I will be so surprised if it is.
And if it's not, can I get it back? Because that's one hell of a story.
There's still times that I'll just be doing something mundane and I'll get this sort of grin on my face because I'll be like, I tell people, it's like I'm out cleaning up dog poop in the yard, and I think, and I'm the one who found the de Kooning. And I love it. So I will always have a connection to that painting, always.